Escalations, chapter 6, and I'm going to read verse 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. I'll read that again. This is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 8. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. First, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep, the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth in humbleness and in sincerity. Again, I'm going to say shalom. This is your brother Yahusab coming at you to another video. And I'm going to get straight to, get into what's happening around the world, news. Okay, I have up to 4 videos. First, we're going to post our copyright disclaimer first. We'll post that. Fair use disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. The copyright laws of the United States recognize a fair use of copyrighted content. Section 107 of the United States Copyright Act states, notwithstanding provisions of sections 106 and 106A, the fair use of the copyrighted work includes such use by reproduction of copies, phono records, or by any other means specified by that section for a purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachings, scholarship, research, is not an infringement of copyright. Copyright disclaimer, fair use. Okay. And it's been a crazy week. It's a lot of conversation about peace talks, and let's just get to the point. There is no peace talks, but what I'll show in this next video. Okay, we have a video post that's good. Okay. Actually, I want to post first this 2-minute video. Okay. We're going to post a 2-minute video to show just how bad the United States how badly the U.S. has been losing this war. So we're going to run that clip.
May officially be under a ceasefire, but the human cost of the conflict is still rising. New Pentagon figures released Tuesday reveal that U.S. casualties from the Iran war have climbed again, with the official toll now standing at 423 dead and wounded American personnel. That's 3 more casualties than the last public count released just days ago. The updated numbers came only hours after U.S. Central Command confirmed fresh self-defense strikes inside southern Iran, raising fears that the fragile truce between Washington and Tehran could collapse at any moment. At the same time, Iran's Supreme Leader Mujtaba Khamenei issued a fiery warning, declaring that America's military presence across the Middle East is now more vulnerable than ever before. In a written statement, Khamenei claimed the war had shattered the image of U.S. power in the region. He warned that Middle Eastern nations would no longer serve as shields for American bases, and said the United States was losing influence day by day. Meanwhile, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps threatened retaliation for any future American strikes, keeping tensions dangerously high despite ongoing ceasefire talks.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said negotiations with Iran are continuing and suggested a peace deal could still emerge very, very soon. But behind the scenes, serious questions are now being raised about whether the Pentagon is hiding the true scale of American losses. An explosive investigation by The Intercept earlier claimed the Pentagon's casualty figures may be a major undercount. According to the report, hundreds of injuries and illnesses linked to the war may not have been included in official databases used to brief Congress and the White House. One U.S. official reportedly described it as a casualty cover-up. The report pointed to incidents allegedly left out of the official count, including more than 200 sailors treated after a massive fire aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford during Middle East operations.
Even the number of deaths remains disputed. While official systems listed 13 U.S. deaths for weeks, another Pentagon page reportedly showed 14. Questions also remain over why Major Sorfleet Davies, a National Guard officer who died while deployed in Kuwait, was allegedly omitted from casualty records, despite being publicly honored by senior U.S. officials. As Washington and Tehran continue negotiating behind closed doors, the war's real toll may still be unfolding.
All right. So it's been a disaster from February 28th to now we're officially at Saturday, May 30th, 2026. So this war's been going on from late February. So it's been roughly 2 months. 2 months of taxpayers' dollars down the tubes and America being exposed for just all types of corruption, war crimes, and it's been exposed for not being a great military at all. This war has proven America is a very weak military, because they couldn't slow down the Iranians at all, and that evidence proves that America and the ally in the so-called Middle East, they don't have answers, okay? And they will never get the Straits of Hormuz back, right? So that was the first video. Now there's a second video, okay? I'm gonna run this video. It goes for about 5 minutes. This has been me silenced from the Midas Touch. For the most part, his news is accurate for the most part, but this goes into an incident where Russia hit a NATO ally and the severity of Russia attacking a NATO member. So we're gonna run that clip.
This is a breaking news alert. Romania, a member of NATO, has been attacked by Russia. Let me repeat that. Romania, a member of NATO, has been attacked by Russia. You can see the images right here of a Russian drone attack that struck a residential building in Galati, Romania. According to reports from the scene, we're also hearing from Romania's defense ministry confirming the same. And as of now, Donald Trump and the United States have gone absolutely silent about this attack on Romania by Russia. The last post that Donald Trump made was about 8 hours ago when he posted, "These fountains haven't worked in decades." Okay. And then about 22 hours ago when he posted an AI image of the reflecting pool that he keeps on talking about over and over again. Romania is a NATO member state, and initial reports sadly indicate that many people were injured, including several with serious injuries, after this Russian runway attack drone impacted the building in eastern Romania overnight. You can see right there, Romania borders Ukraine, Moldova, Slovakia, Hungary, Serbia, Bulgaria. You see its proximity to Ukraine right there. I want to show you the video footage coming in right now, showing the moment that a Russian one-way attack drone struck this apartment building in the Romanian city of Galati. Here, let's play this clip. Here's some video of wreckage found at the site of the drone strike tonight at this apartment building in Galati in eastern Romania, which injured several citizens. And again, this appears to confirm that the building was indeed struck with a Russian Giran 2 Shahed 136, as OSINT, open source defender, discusses here. Play this clip. You can see right here in this next video, fire and rescue services rushing to the site of this Russian drone attack on the residential building in Romania. Let's play this clip. Show you more footage right here as these reports coming in of several people injured, some very seriously following this impact of the Russian one-way attack drone on this residential building in eastern Romania. Now, Romania's Ministry of Defense has confirmed that a one-way attack drone entered Romanian airspace during a Russian attack, they say, on Ukraine that was being tracked until it struck a block of residential flats in the eastern Romanian city of Galati. 2 F-16 fighter Falcons with the Air Police Combat Service took off at 1:19 from the 86th Air Base in Fetesti prior to the impact, supported by an IAR-330 SOCAT helicopter of the Romanian Air Force, with the aircraft pilots being authorized to engage targets the entire time they were in Romanian airspace. As this additional account, AMK Mapping, explains this. Take a look at the video here. It appears to be a Russian Giran 2 or Jabrera drone striking this high rise. This is around 13.5 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. So not too far, but not like right there. Prior to the attack, air raid alerts were issued in parts of Romania due to the drone incursion into Romanian airspace. At least 2 people were injured, 70 others evacuated from the building where a fire subsequently broke out. Romanian authorities say they are investigating it, but you just see right now the statement from Romania's Ministry of Defense right there. Yaroslav Trifimov explains, Russia may not have intended to hit Romania, but in planning its attack on Ukraine, it doesn't mind if Romania gets struck once in a while, calculating correctly so far that there will be no price to pay for it. Dr. Malcolm Davis writing, at the very least, this must activate NATO's Article 4, but it's serious enough to potentially trigger Article 5 in terms of additional NATO forces deployed forward to strengthen Romania's defense. A failure to respond would invite further Russian attacks right here.
Okay, so America's in a they're in the corner right now. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Imagine America trying to fight. They're trying to fight Iran. Okay. They're trying to help Ukraine. And now a fight with Russia. And I've said this once and I'm going to say it again. It's always been a war with America and Russia regarding the whole Ukrainian conflict.
Russians know America, what's left of the EU, and UK. They have been funding Volodymyr Zelensky. But what are they going to do regarding that? You know, the mainstream media has been quiet on this incident. It's more and more of it's an event popping out on social media. But you notice CBS, Fox, NBC, CNN, they're all kind of quiet. Because America is in no position to go to war, especially to go to war against Russia. You gotta understand, this Iranian conflict has drained America of its military resources. And that began with the Ukrainian conflict dating back to, I think that was around 2000, and it cranked up around 2022 to today. Okay? So America will be in the corner. It'd be worse for them now if China was to invade Taiwan, because their military resources are weak. Okay? So this isn't working out for the United States. America is falling. And it's funny, all this is happening while they celebrate 250. Okay? Most of their experts say the true 250 is right at July 4th. And I'm going to say this. I don't know the day of the hour to come to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and the angels to destroy this place. It would be good if it was to happen right at July 4th, but that's neither here nor there. That's me speaking as a man. None of us know the day of the hour. But America is collapsing. Its military is collapsing. Its economy is tanked. They just have nothing but enemies on this earth now. And to me, America and Israel, post-February 28, 2026, America is the enemy of the world. And I'm going to always surface Revelation 17. I'm going to always surface that. At some point, that got to manifest. Excuse me. Okay. The last clip, it's another testimony of how the Lord is destroying this place. You had an incident in Dallas, Texas, where an entire, I don't know, it was an apartment complex or a condominium complex. The whole thing exploded.
Tonight with that huge gas explosion that obliterated an apartment building in Dallas. We're going to show you right now, huge flames. Look at that thick black smoke. Our Dallas station reports that 11 people who live in the complex cannot be accounted for right now. At least 4 people have been hospitalized. Let me show you now a live look at the scene. That's it. I mean, there is nothing left. It's just debris at this point. You can see it's still smoking. It's charred. There is a huge push from emergency responders there to try to get this fire out. Our Dallas station also reports that a contractor had been working on the building and apparently hit a gas line. That is what led to the explosion. Let's get right to Jesse Kirsch. The images here are just horrific, Jesse. I mean, this thing is totally gone. Search and rescue teams are out there with these 11 people unaccounted for.
Yeah, Hallie, and we know from authorities they've even been using a drone from overhead to try to get a sense of what is going on the ground to see if that leads them to figure anything further out. And as you mentioned, there are 11 people unaccounted for, but it's unclear if they were in the building at the time, right? So it's 5 o'clock in the east right now. This would have been going on in the middle of the workday. We know that at least some schools, at least public schools in the Dallas area, finished up classes for the year, so kids would not have been in school necessarily, but you have people who probably would have been at work, may have been out shopping, running errands of any kind. So at this point, it's unclear what the actual where those 11 people are. Were they trapped inside and are still unaccounted for? Are they going about their day and just haven't been contacted yet? So that's something, of course, to keep an eye on in the hours ahead. And we've also reached out. We've also heard from authorities on the ground in Dallas, and here is what city officials are saying. They are asking people to think of their city tonight.
I want to encourage our entire city, this entire state, the entire nation to come together and pray for all the people, all the families who are affected by this tragedy. We are experiencing here today in our city. We ask everyone to please pray for our Dallas Fire Rescue personnel who are still fighting this fire.
Okay. You can't tell me the Most High not judging this place. And I think with that incident, they're not being honest on the body count. Okay. And that lets you know if an entire community is not walking in thus said the Lord and just walking in the ways of America, the Lord, he showed us with that incident how quick he could destroy and judge many. Okay? That was pretty serious. And, you know, you saw the mayor of Dallas talking about pray for the country, pray for them in that scenario, but the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he's contrary to America. America don't teach the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. America they teach you how to worship the devil. Okay? America is being judged for teaching people how to follow and worship Satan, because that's the only thing America's good for. And now America's falling. America's being judged. Okay, so we get a few scriptures. We're going to wind this thing down. Let's get 2 Corinthians 6 and 16, okay? Because it's not working out for this place. And ultimately, based on the accounts I just showed, the nation's going to turn on America. And those missiles will fly, okay? I'm going to always push that, okay? So for new Israelites into the community, keep these commandments, because it's not working out for the United States of America. You can see it. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is breaking this place apart. And it's not long, okay? We're in the breakdown season, and there's going to be more stories, okay? More prophecy, more judgments, okay? Let's get the book of 2 Corinthians 6. I hadn't read this in a while, so I'm going to share this, okay? 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 15. We're going to start at 15. Actually, we're going to start at verse 14. 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 14. It says, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion had light with darkness?" And that's pretty heavy right there. Because America, you got this thing in social media where apologetics still trying to claim the Hebrew Israelites, God's chosen people scattered into the nations, is selling hate speech. No, we're showing you and we're teaching thus said the Lord. Okay, Christianity don't work. All these doctrines of men out there, that stuff don't work. Okay, the papacy, none of that stuff works. And Christianity, that goes back into Columbus days. Where have Christianity got in this country many years later? Nowhere. But now we're seeing the God Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob judge this place. And Christianity is proven to be the essence of devil worship. Okay? Excuse me. 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 14 from the top. It says, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion had light with darkness?" Verse 15. "And what concord had Christ with Baal?" That's really, America's, they're big on that Baal worship. That's devil worship. And America, look, America show you that in Hollywood films. They show you that in entertainment, especially that music entertainment. You see that in these halftime events. you see America worship Satan at the highest level, man. This place is notorious for witchcraft and all the wickedness that follows. And this is why God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is shutting it down. And the ultimate shutdown is going to be those ICBM thermonuclear missiles to hit every major city and destroy this place, man. Let's read on. Verse 15 from the top says, "And what concord had Christ with Baal, or what part had he that believed with an infidel?" Christianity again, because that teaches you to fellowship with your enemy. Okay, it teaches you to fellowship with, the nations, but chiefly Edom. Okay, so this doesn't work, and this little verse, this breakdown, explains it. Okay, verse 16, and this is the problem with especially Christians. They don't like to separate, but this is what the Most High said. Verse 16. "And what agreement had the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temples of the living God, and God had said, I will dwell in them, in the people, and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people." Reading on, okay, 17. And this is the part most Israelites jammed up into that Bible belt. They don't want to do this. "Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, said the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you." Because they teach, the Spirit of God is in temples. The Spirit of God is in the so-called church. God was never in a building or facility. The church has always been the people. And you see that awakening with the camps on the corners. You see that all the time round about. The true church has always been the people, like in the wilderness. When you study the Torah account, when you go into Exodus, the church was always a body of people, not a facility. Okay. Verse 17. "Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, said the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you." Okay. "And will be a father unto you, and you shall be my sons and daughters, said the Lord Almighty." Okay. And this body of people is the Israelites. Okay. It's not Christianity. Because America pushes that slavery Christianity doctrine. Okay, I had this conversation with some friends in the city at work, how, New York, not saying New York don't push racism, obviously it does, especially internally in that court system, because they slow to give people of color their due diligence, okay? But when you leave New York City and New York State, all of America is like a sundown country. That's another reason why God sending mass tornadoes and destruction to this place. America is the same America post-slavery. Nothing changed. I mean, look at the internal government. Look how the military is operating. We got, we have a Secretary of War that just continues to bomb fishing boats and create all types of war crime related issues currently. He's with clown. And he claims to be some Christian. Okay? Let's get Hebrews 12 and 16. And it's sad America's DOJ, its so-called Department of Justice, hadn't made any moves on this war criminal, right? Let's get Hebrews 12 and 16. And that is the greatest embarrassment of our military ever. Of this country military, should I say. Okay. Let's get Hebrews 12 and 16. I'm almost done. I'm not going to make this video too long. Okay. Shalom to the 12 tribes of the children of Israel scattered abroad. Excuse me. Shalom, shalom. Let's read the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and 16. Here we go. Hebrews 12 and 16, it reads, "Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For you know how that afterward he would have inherited the blessing. He was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, thought he sought it carefully with tears." Okay? And the Lord not dealing with the children of Edom. Because when you look back, Slakia, when you look at this whole conflict and who started it, okay, February 28th to today, it's a little over 2 months. It was America. It was America and little America in the Middle East that started this conflict. And now the entire earth see who their enemy is. Okay? It's playing upon tables. And unbelieving Hebrew Israelites that want to accept America and its inception. Revelation 17, that prophecy is going to roll up on this place. It's looking more and more imminent. I don't know when. Like I said earlier, it'd be great if it happened on July 4th, but I'm not posting a video saying the world's going to end on July 4th because I don't know. It would be great. Excuse me. It would be great for the Lord to mock them on July 4th. Like, when you think about this 250 thing, well, what are they celebrating? The Marine Corps? That's going to be 250 years old. They're not celebrating freedom. Ain't no freedom for so-called brown people. Because the word they use is black, and black is a derogatory social construct. The true word is swarthy, but we know during their Renaissance, in that 16th century era, they changed the word from swarthy to black, and they put that on people of color, primarily the Israelites. So the Most High is about to destroy America, man. Let's get that in Exodus 21 and 16. Okay? White supremacy have a massive problem on their hand. They never let us go. The Most High gonna take us by force, right? And that time is getting closer and closer. That's all I can tell y'all. And I'm gonna always push that. Okay? America's never coming back. This place is finished. Okay? Exodus chapter 21 and 16 from the top. And it says, "He that stealeth a man and sell them, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." Yeah, they've been holding on to us the whole damn time. Okay? Try to call us Hamites. They do all these things to mock the people of God. And it's funny, they try to label the Israelites Ham, but they'll never tell an Ammonite or a so-called Japanese person they Korean. Okay? Because if that doesn't happen, all types of hell will break loose. We the only people. They try to make just some flock out of the Valley of Ham. And we're Israelites. It's a Galatians account. Okay? We're the children of Israel. And we're not Hamitic. The Lord's coming to shut down all these heathen, man. And that time, based on the video account, that time draws nigh. Let's get 2 Peter. So we're going to end it here. So you got this vibration where, it's feeling normal again. That's the vibration. It's finally coming to normal. You got these reports now, the Trump administration, or the president the president might get impeached after the midterms and everything's back to normal. No, America is going to be destroyed. And the children of Israel is going to be delivered and taken to Zion and rest in peace, okay? Or dwell in peace. The Israelites is going to dwell in peace, okay? Let's get 2 Peter's 3, and I want 2 Peter 3 and 4. It says, it's saying, where is the promise of his coming? This is dealing with the deliverance, okay? From the top. 2 Peter 3 and 4. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. Remember, there was a period where there was no truth in the earth, and, you know, the Gentile nations had their time to reign over planet Earth. But clearly we're at the end now. Okay? Verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of God, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. What is this talking about? This is talking about the time of the flood. This is dealing with Genesis. Okay? Because in that time, the Most High destroyed the world by water, and only Noah and his family made it, up to 8 people. Okay? Survived. Everyone else died in that judgment. Okay, let's read on. Verse 6, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. There it is, that the Most High, he destroyed mankind by way of the flood. Verse 7, but the heavens and the earth which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. That's talking about the side we're on right now. America is extremely wicked and very corrupt. All this so-called DOJ, authoritative figures, these so-called DAs, these attorney generals, they don't work in behalf of the people. The majority work in behalf of the wicked, okay? And the Lord's coming to shut this whole thing down. And he's going to burn it with ICBM thermonuclear destruction. Okay? Let's get verse 9. 2 Peter 3 and 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. Okay? We're going to end it here. 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. And this is dealing with the day of the Lord's vengeance. He's going to burn America. America's going to get blown off the map. Okay? And little America in the Middle East is going to be blown off the map. Okay? A lot of these places are going to get destroyed by fire. But chiefly and primarily, America, this country and its major cities won't exist very soon. On that day, the children of Israel is going to be delivered, and the wicked is going to perish in that day. Okay? Verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness. With that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness and sincerity. Israel, I love y'all. We got next. Shalom, family.